So what I'm doing is I'm actually about to make dinner here in a minuto. And I have my oven on, it's preheating to 425. And what I'm about to do is prep some sweet potatoes as part of my dinner. So what I like to do is I like to batch cook. I don't necessarily like meal prepping as much because I don't like eating the exact same meals every single day for like 3 or 4 days. So I like to batch cook certain foods that I can I like to batch cook certain foods that I can eat with different things throughout the week. So today I'm going to show you how I love to make my sweet potatoes, and I'll have that today with some tofu and maybe some broccoli or green beans, something really quick and simple that I can just throw together. But I can also have those sweet potatoes with something like seitan, or something like, what else can I have it with? Like I can have sweet potatoes with like a side of a high protein chili, or sometimes I'll even have sweet potatoes with like a chickpea based tofu, where it's actually a soy free tofu, it's made out of chickpeas. So the reason why I like batch cooking instead of meal prepping is because I don't have to cook every single day, but I don't have to eat the same thing every single day as I would have to do if I were meal prepping. So with batch cooking, I'm not cooking every day, but I'm also eating a little bit differently each day if I want to. So if I want to have sweet potatoes and tofu 2 days in a row, like whatever. But if I don't want that, then I can easily prep a protein or batch cook a protein on another day and pair it with the sweet potatoes. And it's like a nice little mix and match situation, you know what I mean? So I really like batch cooking, so today I'm gonna show you how I batch cook my sweet potatoes. So let's do it! First, we need a sweet potato. Boom. Right now I'm just gonna wash this bad boy right here. Wash and peel. Like shaving a leg. Great. Whew. Okay, so here I've got my sweet potato. It's been washed and peeled, so silky smooth. And so what I'm gonna do is just cut it up, and I believe it's called cubes. I think the technical term is like cubes are a little bit bigger than dice. So I think if you dice something, it's smaller than when you cube something. I mean, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. Hello, I'm editing. I was really curious about this, so I looked it up, and the good old Google machine says, dice, generally smaller than a standard cube. The dice cut also creates uniform squares for, I guess I didn't even dice in this video. The dice cut also creates uniform squares for even cooking and a polished look. I didn't dice anything in this video. So I'm gonna cube this. I'm just gonna cut it up into chunks. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna try to make them pretty evenly sized. So let's just do that now. Ooh, she's thick. Alright, so I just cut it in half. And then what I generally do is I just keep cutting it in half. So cut the halves in half. And then cut those halves in half. And then I just make the chunks from there. We're not cubing, we're not dicing, we are chunking. So about these big, we're here right now. We're right here. This is the size. This is the goal. Can we meet our goal all the way through? Consistently? Only time will tell. Final weight, 409. What we're gonna do now is season it, season it. Da 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 da. I'm gonna use my scale for the soy sauce. Shake, shake, shake. I'm gonna use 15 milliliters. I'll probably use 30 milliliters of soy sauce. And 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 milliliters of soy sauce. And then the rest of everything I don't really measure. But you know what? For y'all, I'm gonna measure it. Okay, so I think I use about, oh yeah, I use like 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, for sure. So 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Beep, 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 beep. 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder. And I just do a light dusting of black pepper. So I would say shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake. About 10 shakes of about 10 shakes of black pepper, which is maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. And about 10 shakes of I'm so official in my measurements. About 10 shakes of chili powder. And this is very important, the smoked paprika. Now, if you don't have this precious spice, I would highly recommend getting it. Don't use paprika on my sweet potatoes, okay? You use a smoked paprika. So if you ain't got none, then go and get you some right now, because you need this one for sure. Okay. So I think I'm gonna just use a lot of this. I honestly use about 2.5, probably just 3 teaspoons of smoked paprika. So 3 teaspoons of smoked paprika. Smoked. And yes, I do add stevia to this because it's just delicious. I can tell when I don't add it, and it's just not the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You could probably also use, regular sugar if you're into that. You could use brown sugar, would be really good, or you could use, you could also use agave, that would probably be nice, or a little bit of date syrup. So I'm just gonna use stevia, because we watching our calories and stuff, so 2 tablespoons of stevia. And I know stevia is out there, they have like different levels of sweetness. I know there's a certain stevia out there that's like a really fine powder, and you literally need like 2 dots of it in order to like sweeten a whole Kool-Aid or something like that. So this is not that. This is just stevia in the raw, and this is actually, I think it's 1 to 1, yeah. So 1 cup of stevia is equal to 1 cup of sugar. So if you're using a stevia that's 1 to 1 like this one, then just use 2 tablespoons in your sweet potatoes. And my tablespoons aren't rounded, so it's not, I'm not like dumping it on there. Also, my sweet potato was a little bit bigger. It was 409 grams for that whole sweet potato. So if your sweet potato is not that big, or if it was like half the size of mine, then obviously just use 1 tablespoon of stevia or whatever sweetener you're using. So, yeah. Ding. Okay, so we got all of our seasonings on there that we need for right now. So what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and stir this up a little bit. The soy sauce really helps mix the seasonings together too, instead of everything just being powder. Do you want to see it? Boom. This is what we working with. This is what we working with. This is what we freaking. Okay. So come with me to the oven. Oh, I'm stuck. I grabbed some nutritional yeast. We are gonna pop some of this on there. Oh, look at the baby Avengers. Do do do. Baby Avengers, do do do. Okay, sorry. Nutritional yeast. So I'm going to go ahead and spread these bad boys out on this pan here. I just got a little parchment paper. Spread them on out, like so. And then I actually do have a little measuring spoon in here. And I'm gonna do 2 rounded tablespoons, like these, of nutritional yeast. And then I just kind of shake it around. I shake it around on this parchment paper. You don't want too much overlap. It's okay if they're touching a little bit, but you know, it doesn't have to be 6 feet, but you know, everybody needs, you know, their own space. And now this is what we working with. This is what we working with. And it smells bomb. Just wait till it cooks and roasts. Will be delicious. I'm gonna pop this in the oven and I'm gonna let it cook for maybe like 10 or 12 minutes. Check on her, make sure she's all right. Maybe give her a little stir and then pop her back in there for maybe another 8 to 10 minutes. It depends on how she does, but you're gonna do great. I believe in you, sis. Do you want to make something else? Let's do it. A very important protein source for me is tofu. Now before you go, gross, before you get all like extra about it, tofu is actually really good if you know what you're doing with it. And it's not complicated. You don't need to like have a degree to know how to cook tofu, obviously. So I'm going to cook this tofu right here. It is Franklin Farms firm tofu. I generally try to use extra firm or super firm, but this one actually has a really great texture. So what I do is, you've probably heard of this hack before, where you actually get your tofu, you put it in the freezer, and then when it's completely frozen through, take it out, let it thaw, when you're ready to make it, and then the texture becomes even better. It's a game changer putting it in the freezer, and it just soaks up more of the flavors and the seasonings that you're putting in it after it's thawed out and you're ready to cook it. So this one I did freeze. I froze it for a while. I have a bunch more tofu in there that's frozen. So I froze this one, thawed it out, and so now she ready. She ready to go. She ready to conquer the world. And so we're gonna do this together. So let's go. You can probably see, you can see the squishy, there's water coming out of it still. And so we want to get as much of that water out as we can before we season it up and roast it. If you want to be a little bit extra, you can actually take a baking sheet and like squish the tofu like this, just to get more of the water out. Now you want to squish it a little bit gently because you don't want to smash it. Like, we're not making a tofu scramble here. Like, that's going to be a different day, a different video. So don't make a scramble, okay? Just, I'd say I got like 10% force on this thing right now. I am not trying to pulverize it. And like I said, this is extra. Like, we being extra right now. So you don't have to do this, but you know I'm extra. Okay, I think that's good. And we can use this to bake the tofu. And now for the reveal. She's still thick, but just a little bit slimmer. That's what we like. We got a lot of that water out of there too, which is what we wanted. So yay for us. I like to just cut and season everything on this baking sheet. Otherwise, it's easier for me to like destroy the tofu, and I don't want to do that to her. So I'm just gonna plop her on here. And now we wait. Woo, girl. Alright, so these are what our sweet potatoes are looking like. Very good. I also threw some broccoli in the oven. It was just frozen broccoli. Didn't feel like cutting or chopping anything else today, so just needed something quick. So grabbed a bag of frozen broccoli, threw that in the oven, roasted it. I did end up turning the oven up to 450 for the tofu. So that tofu is still in the oven, and we're gonna check on her and probably flip her. You're doing great, sweetie. This is what she's looking like so far. She's almost done. Just gotta flip her. Do you hear that? I know you hear that. That's that ASMR. This is actually really hot even though I have a glove on. So I'm gonna quickly flip her and put her back in the oven. Girl. If you don't know, now you know. I just rinsed off some salad greens. So I've got this green leaf lettuce and this baby romaine. I rinse out and I reuse the containers because it's just easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a salad with this, and I'm gonna put some vegan feta in there, some 0-calorie balsamic dressing, and probably some glaze. Yeah, and then that'll just be a quick little salad to go with everything else while the tofu is finishing up, which should be in like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna do this salad real quick. I'm just gonna put my homemade pickled onions on this salad, and this is vegan, 0-calorie, balsamic vinaigrette by Walden Farms. Very good. I'm gonna use this vegan feta cheese by Trader Joe's. I'm gonna use half a serving of this glaze that is also from Trader Joe's. Also very good. Salad time. Just a quick tip, if you have trouble digesting salads or like anything that's considered roughage or greens or anything like that, try cutting them up. Don't know if you've ever tried that before, if that's something that you struggle with, but actually cutting up your salad greens helps it digest easier, like as it goes through your system, because it's already broken down a little bit more than like this, like straight out of the field kind of greens. You know, you don't have to pulverize it, but just cutting it up a little bit might help you digest those greens a little bit easier, and might help you absorb more nutrients from them as they're digesting. So if that's something that you struggle with, just digesting greens or any kind of roughage, try cutting them. It might help. Beautiful. Now you can also eat it just like this, or you can add barbecue sauce to it. You can add some hot sauce if you want hot sauce on it. I might put some barbecue sauce on it, I don't know. I also make a pretty killer Korean barbecue tofu. Amazing. Love that. I actually might make that next. It's so good. And vegan sushi bowls, so good. Anyway, so you could use any kind of sauce that you like on this, or you can just eat it as is. So I'm gonna keep plating up. Check it out. So good. And una ensalada. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that I had some tips and tricks in this video that were able to help you. Maybe some things that you'll want to incorporate into some of your meals, even if it's just some of the seasonings that I used. I hope that you found something helpful here. So this is just an overview of how I batch cook certain foods. So this tofu will probably last me probably just one more day. The broccoli will last me probably 2 or 3 days, and the sweet potatoes probably 2 or 3 days. Just really good and really versatile with a lot of different things. Sweet potatoes are also great. I use them for lunch, like if I'm making some kind of a wrap. They're really good as like a side. It's almost like you're having a wrap with like fries or something, but really it's like sweet potato, so it's like a little dessert vibe going on too. So it's so versatile, and it's really easy when the stuff is already made, and then you can just reheat it or throw it in the air fryer for a few minutes if you want it to be a little bit crispier. But really, this is just awesome. It saves me so much time, and importantly, it's not meal prep, so I'm not gonna eat this for 2 or 3 days in a row. I can mix and match and have different things that I'm eating this with, and just different sides and different proteins that I can mix and match. And that is what works for me. So I hope that this helped. Please don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe for more videos like this. Hit that little notification bell if you want to know whenever I appear on the YouTubes. I'm trying to upload every week, just depending on like my work schedule and all that. I really want to be consistent on here, so I want you guys to get notified if you're interested in learning more about just what I'm up to, my shenanigans, my vegan eats, my fitness, and continue to feed me ideas. I've had people give me some really good ideas, some things that I was already planning on doing, and other things that I really hadn't thought of before. I'm really loving it, and I love interacting with you guys. So let me know if you do any batch cooking. I'd love to hear what you make, what you paired it with throughout the week. And yeah, don't forget to leave me a comment. Tell me your favorite Avenger. Tell me what you want me to make next. Let me know any other workout stuff you want to see from me. Always open to ideas. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, because I'm coming at you with some stuff. Until next time, y'all. Bye! Oh wait, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because I'm doing a whole other kind of shenanigans over there. So I always post in my stories a little bit more behind the scenes about like what I'm doing, funny memes and stuff. So if you're into that and you're a little nosy, just want to know what I'm doing, check me out on Instagram. Okay, now, bye! That tofu though, girl, you did that. You did that tofu, girl. Girl, that tofu good, girl. Thank you, girl. Baby Avengers approve of this. They are very happy with this. Use the smoked paprika on these. I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. It's gonna change your life. You can never go wrong with broccoli. Unless you don't like broccoli, then you've got a little bit of a problem. Mm-hmm.